Good morning, students. Myself, Subodh sir. Again, I welcome you all in the history class of standard 8. All the students might have been knowing that we are under the process of discussion. Many things we have already discussed. We have discussed about the land revenue policy of the British East India Company. We also had discussed regarding the crops they wanted to grow and why they wanted to grow a particular types of crops. We have also tried to understand that even after the agriculture expanded in British colony, agriculture expanded, but there was continuous famine and people had the lack of the food. People say dying of the food. Why so? Because you might have been knowing it. Because they were producing only those crops which were in the great demand in the Britain. They were producing the cotton. For the production of cotton, which area they have selected? They have selected the Maharashtra region. It means in Maharashtra, most part of the land was used to produce the cotton and the cereals were produced in the less part. It means the people cannot eat the cotton. Then for the wheat, they have selected the area of Punjab. You may say, we have already discussed, the wheat may be available, but wheat was not available. It was being transported to the England to feed the urban population. Then they were producing the sugar cane. Then they were producing the jute. They were producing the opium. They were producing the indigo. These all items which was in need of the British East India, but it cannot be used to eat. That's why even after the agriculture expanded, the food always was in the salt. Why the food was salt? Because the production of food was less. That we have learned. Now one more thing we have discussed about the cultivation of indigo. Why the demand for Indian indigo or indigo increased rapidly? European peoples were forced to use the oud, and oud was not giving the rich blue color as the indigo was giving. Manufacturers were preferring the indigo, but the producer of the oud had pressurized the government to use the ban on the import of indigo so that their production could be sold out in the market, manufacturer could purchase it. But due to industrial revolution, we have seen the demand for indigo increased rapidly. It means in the ratio in which the production increased, production of cloth increased, the production of indigo did not increase. France, they are producing in their colony. Spain, they are producing. Britain, they are producing. North America was itself producing indigo, but we have seen that the production of indigo within the 5 to 6 years, 1783 to 1789, it fell by the 50%. Then the British moved to the India. And India, they selected the Bengal Presidency. And if we say the Bengal Presidency, it was the area of Bangladesh, West Bengal, Jharkhand, Bihar, Orissa. Not the complete Orissa, because the southern Orissa was the part of Madras Presidency. And we have discussed what are the harmful effect of the cultivation of indigo. We have also seen there are two different methods of cultivation. One was the niche cultivation, another one was the rayat cultivations that we have seen. We have already discussed. But what is the effect of the cultivation of indigo on the soil? The effect of cultivation of the indigo in the soil was that it becomes barren. Barren means its fertility was decreasing. And its fertility was decreasing so drastically, but it was not supporting the agriculture in the better way. So once it has been produced, it cannot be used for the production of other cereal crops for a few years till its fertility retained. But farmers were forced. It means you can say it was a very harassed situation. We have discussed in the previous class under the niche cultivation, where we are talking about the niche cultivation. Under the niche cultivation, the farmers were forced, not farmer, actually headmen, were forced to surrender the land because for the plantations it required 500 to 1000 bigha of best quality of land. So zamindars or headmen had to go under the treaty or sign a treaty or pact under to which they had to surrender the land. It means the British East India Company had taken the land even after the Indian farmers were not willing to hand over their land, because we know that the size of the farm or land was very small, and after division, and it was not supporting their family, and if they are producing the cash crops, it would not support their family, because they had to sell it to the British East India Company itself at the prices lower than the market price. Farmers were caught under the debt. It means they were under the debt trap, जो कर्ज के जाल में फंस जाते थे. It was very miserable conditions. Farmers and workers were forced to process the indigo, in which they had to stand in the water tank 8 to 10 hours, maybe 12 hours. They have to stand in the water tank, keep on hammering, and if you continue to stand in the water tank, what will happen on your skin or seat? And it was also the chemicals. Means it was type that producing. It had the harm effect of their body also, skin also. It was very harmful. Everything was accumulating. But how do they could revolt it? There must be some sign. Someone is supporting them. And who is supporting them? This idea came later on. That will be discussed. How they would dare to revolt. What were the process of the revolt? What was the result of the revolt? Since the revolt was against the production of the indigo, so we can say it was the Blue Rebellion. Don't say Blue Revolution. Blue revolutions, we say in modern times, we understand that it is related to the production of fishes. So it is a Blue Rebellion. It's okay. don't convert in the blue revolution. The difference between blue rebellion and the blue revolution. You might have heard about the green revolution, white revolution. That is white revolution is also known as the Persian flood. Yellow revolution, mustard means oils related is there. In the same way, there is a blue revolution also. Now we will discuss one by one. We will read that peoples had revolted against the East India Company in 1857. That we say it was the revolt of 1857. It was the revolt of 1857. In this revolt, we will discuss in the chapter 5th. It was actually started from the soldiers, but later on, all the sections of the society have participated in it. We will discuss that in this revolt, the old Jamindars revolted against the East India Company, and the new Jamindars had supported the East India Company. If you might remembering it, then you are able to answer it. If not, I am recalling it. After the 1793, the persons who were made the Jamindars, or the persons who were given the liability to collect the taxes, they were called the new Jamindars. And the Jamindars who were existing before the 1793, they were called the old Jamindars. It was not necessary that all the old Jamindars were converted into the new Jamindars. So we have to draw a frame line, a line between the old Jamindars and the new Jamindars. All the Jamindars who were existing before 1793, they were the old Jamindar, and after the 1793, they are the new Jamindars. The headmen who were forced, it means they were also pressurized and got the motivations from the revolt of 1857. So this happened after the revolt of 1857. One more thing, after the revolt of 1857, the power transferred into the hand in 1858. The power transferred in the hand of British Crown or British Parliament. British Crown or British Parliament, it means say before 1858, India was ruled by East India Company, a trading company, and from 1858 to 1947, India was ruled by the British Crown or British Parliament. इंग्लैंड के सरकार का रूल था, उसके पहले एक व्यापारिक कंपनी का रूल था. It means anything that was coming from the any order that was coming, it was regarded that it is from the Britain itself. So some messages were interpreted. How? One was that the headmen and the Jamindar also provoking the cultivators to revolt against the planters, because Jamindars were worried about the increasing power of the planters. बहुत worried थे. किसकी power बढ़ रही थी? The planters. Their power were increasing, so they were worried about the increasing power of the Jamindars. The Gomastas means the robust persons, you will say the protectors. They used to protect, then they were beaten up. They were clearly beaten up. लठियस वी कैन से। उस समय बॉडीगार्ड और जो आर्मी हुआ करता था विलेज में, वो रोबस्ट, लंबा चौड़ा, उसके हाथ में लाठी हुआ करती थी, तो दे वेर कॉल्ड द लठियस। Two ideas that we are finding it. One idea that the Jamindars had started the provocating the cultivators of the indigo cultivators, indigo farmers, indigo peasants to rebel against the East India Company, means planters. The headmen were also supporting it. At the same time, it means they got the local support. Locally, the peasants were thinking that they had got the support of the Jamindar as well as the headman. And why headman? Because we have already discussed that headman was forced to sign the contract to hand over the land. That's why headman had supported. It means farmers got the support of both headmen as well as the Jamindars. Those support the area. In 1859, the Lieutenant Governor had visited the area. क्लियर? अब तो लोकल तो हो गया, अब इधर समझिए उनको क्या मैसेज इंटरप्रेट किया। In 1859, the Lieutenant Governor of that area had visited the area, and when they visited, after their visit, when they visited in 1859, process was on, and the collector, the Eden Ashley proclaimed, giving a notice, issued a notice that the planters would not be forced to produce the indigo. Planters should not be forced to produce the indigo. अब इस मैसेज को why they issued the notice, but the peasants took it in the another way. They thought that this message is from the British Crown or Queen Victoria. It means they thought that we have the support of the headmen, we have the support of the local Jamindars. At the same time, we have also the support of the British Crown, British Parliament. Then why should not we revolt against the rebellions? So it was the background that was created which made them to think that they have been getting the support of the local as well as the government. Become encouraged. So they revolted. How they reacted, how they revolted, means planters were attacked. Gomastas were beaten. Gomasta, the person, materials who used to collect the revenue, when they were coming, they were beaten. Any sign of the planters were destroyed. They attacking by using the arrow, spear, whatever the implements they had. Women also supported. They also participated. They were started attacking the pans, whatever the kitchen implement they had. They were attacking. They saw anyone, the Gomasta or any of the person related to the planters had arrived. They were being attacked. If the man is not present, they were being attacked by the women. And what were the arms with the women? The kitchen implements. Kitchen में जो भी कुछ मिला, उठाया, चल दिया और उसी से अटैक करना शुरू कर दिया. It becomes so severe that government had to call the forces. And why the government was called the forces? They required to protect the planters. They required to protect the planters, to protect the planters. अब देखिए वो start हो गया है. And when they have started it, it was becoming that something is getting wrong. They have taken the wrong way. We have not given this message. But anyone who is related think the conditions when the Gomastas or anyone who is related to the planters were arriving in the village or giving any instructions or demanding the revenue or any other orders, then how they were attacked. अचानक पीछे से आया women's with the kitchen implements. किचन में क्या क्या मिलता है, you people know it. They were taking it and they started striking it. To protect the planters and their Gomastas, the forces were called. Actually, the government wanted to protect the planters because planters were the Europeans. Gomastas were the locals. So they did not take any pain to protect the Gomastas or the Latvias. They were taking pain to protect the European peoples who were the planters. When this situation was worsening, खराब होना शुरू हो गया, then a Indigo Commission was set up. A Indigo Commission was set up to inquire into the matter, to pacify the farmers of the peasants. उनको शांत करने के लिए क्या किया गया? बुलाया गया, एक इम्प्लीमेंट किया. When this Indigo Commission examined the situations, and after examining, they had submitted their report. In this report, we find that Europeans were somewhat going in the right path because Europeans were not taking the support of the Indians. If we see the history, few examples where Europeans might have supported the Indians, we can say in the case of the Blue Rebellion or Indigo Rebellion. Their purpose told that the production of indigo is very harmful, it is not profitable for the farmers. Means cultivators के लिए ये कहीं से profitable नहीं है. The farmers are being harassed both mentally and physically. They are being harassed, and due to the activities and action or policies of the planters, the farmers have been caught in the debt trap. They persuaded the government, given the report, that farmers should not be forced to sign the contract. Farmers should not be forced to sign the contract because in signing the contract, amount were given in advance, and when they have been given in advance, they were caught in the debt traps. So, and they also requested the farmers that please complete the existing, जो अभी exist कर रहा है, existing contract. Please complete the existing contract. In future, it is up to you whether to accept the contract or not to accept the contract, where you want to cultivate the indigo or not cultivate the indigo. If you think that it is beneficial for you, you may enter into the new contract, and if you think no, then you may not enter into the contract, because the government cannot force you to signed the contract and produced the India. This report led to the decline of production of indigo in Bengal, and demand of indigo was very high in the Britain itself, because it was requiring by the textile industries, and the textile industry it provides the rich blue color. After that, these planters shifted to the Bihar area. बंगाल से शिफ्ट हुए कहाँ गए? बिहार. And Bihar to West Champaran, East Champaran, and Motihari district that we see, Champaran area, where they started the cultivation of indigo. Here they introduced the Teen Kathia wool. I might have told you that they have introduced the Teen Kathia wool. And what does the Teen Kathia wool means? Teen Kathia means out of the 3 kattha, they have to produce indigo on 1 kattha. That is also the waste fertile land. Means out of 3 it means we can say that 1/3 part of their fertile land the farmers had to produce the indigo. It was happening in the, we can say, Motihari. To protect them, Mahatma Gandhi was called to Champaran, means Motihari, in 1917. When we can say 1917, if you say April was the first political movement of Mahatma Gandhi in India. What would be the first political movement? It was the first Champaran Satyagraha. You might have heard about it. Champaran Satyagraha, which happened in 1917, was the first political movement. किनका? महात्मा गांधी का इंडिया में था, तो बिहार से था. Bihar. It means in these chapters and the summarized form we say what we have gone through it. If we say, I'm giving a little bit idea about it. Do you people remember the date 1757? What was 1757? It was the Battle of Palas. First victory against the Indian rulers. Then we can say 1764, it was the Battle of Buxar. 1765, Treaty of Allahabad was signed. 1765 to 1772, dual government in Bengal. Then we can see 1793, it was the permanent settlement. And who have introduced the permanent settlement? The permanent settlement was introduced by Cornwallis in the Bengal Presidency. Then we have 1820, system in Madras Presidency or 1822, we can say it was the Maharwari system in northern provinces. Today is the UP, we can say it is United Provinces, UP, Punjab, some parts of Madhya Pradesh, etc. It was given. After that, when the peoples were forced to produce this land revenue, the Britishers got more encouragement to produce only those crops that they required to meet the demand of the inland. That's why we have discussed that they selected the area for the production of cotton, the production of sugarcane, for the production of jute, and for the production of wheat, for the production of indigo, for the production of opium. Opium trade they were doing with the China. And we have discussed about the indigo plantation in Bengal. In Bengal, it was a two type of cultivation. One was the niche cultivation, which was done by the planters. It means the British planters, and the rare cultivation, in which rare pigeons were given the contract. They were forced to sign the contract. Since this situation was very harassing, so people had rebelled. It took a long time. They rebelled in 1859. After the revolt of 1857, they got the idea. And they revolted because they got the support of the headmen and the zamindars, and they thought that they also have the support of the British crown, British government. So, an Indigo Commission was set up. An Indigo Commission was set up, and they gave the revolt, and they made it that it is up to the farmer, the peasants, whether to sign the contract or not to sign the contract. Most of them did not sign the contract, so production in Bengal failed. So these people moved to the Bihar. And Bihar, we have discussed, it was the first political movement of Mahatma Gandhi. It means, in summary, we have finished these chapters. Go through all these 3 videos very carefully, and also go through your textbook to enhance your information. Thank you.